nothing we can't handle together.
I can't handle this!
Cowabunga, dudes. Here we are at San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comes out on August 9th on Paramount+. Here I am with the cast and creative team behind the show. So much of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem was about the Turtles coming together, learning to save the day, and work together as a family. A lot of the show is them on their own, learning how to hold their own and kind of like fend for themselves.
I've never done anything like this without my brothers.
How was it kind of like taking that direction and finding that vulnerability with each of your characters?
We recorded these individually, so when I pulled up to the booth and my boys weren't with me, I was like, oh, I'm kind of lost here. I don't know what to do. So it kind of helped me dig deeper into the character and kind of find the identity that Donatello needs to be in the scenarios. And I feel like I speak for all of us when I say we missed each other in the booth, and it kind of affected us in the way that characters were portrayed, just to be kind of lonely and kind of finding it on ourselves.
The world of Ninja Turtles was beautifully reimagined with last year's Mutant Mayhem. Chris, Alan, how did you want to play in that sandbox and kind of expand on it with this show?
We loved like the chemistry with the guys. We loved like everything about that movie, how it really pushed them being teenagers first and foremost, you know. And with them being together, we're like, we should just instantly mess that up, you know. Really give the people more of what they liked, but not, you know. So it really was like, how can we do something different? How can we challenge the Turtles in a way they've never been challenged before? And it was through Bishop, who actually splits up the kids and puts them in some insane situations.
You have fallen into my traps, for I am Bishop.
What, like one name? That's kind of sick.
Mechazoids attack!
Alanna, Bishop matches them manic energy for manic energy. Like, she's part mad scientist and like supervillain all at the same time. And here you are kind of going dual booting. Like, how is it, you know, kind of matching the Turtles at their own level and presenting them with a unique challenge?
Oh, she's so much fun. She is so much fun. It was such an honor to be asked to play this character. She's been, obviously, she's been played before. And to come in with just sort of blind eyes as to what they wanted, etc. We basically figured out what she was going to be and what she was going to sound like on the first session. So I hadn't met the fellas. This is the first time I get to meet the boys. Oh, and they're delicious.
You've had time to grow in the characters, and you've got a bunch of episodes as opposed to like a 2-hour runtime to grow into the characters and kind of find these characters. How is it having that much more real estate to really dig into, you know, the freaky foursome?
I think it's a good thing. You know, we'd have more time to ourselves and to our own characters to kind of, you know, work out some kinks that maybe we had, or you know, just really finding our own character really within this tale. You know, everyone's got their own tale and everyone's going through their own struggles, and eventually, I mean, we all eventually come back together, of course. And but yeah, for that time being, I think it's a growing moment, especially for Raph, and yeah, for the other Turtles as well.
Alan, there was such a unique energy and vibe to the way that Jeff and Seth and everybody kind of presented the Turtles in Mutant Mayhem. How did you want to expand on that, but provide your own twist on it to kind of give Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles its own kind of like unique voice?
What's in the movie, it's like it didn't follow a traditional CG approach, and we actually want to take on that and not take a traditional 2D approach. So, you know, if you look at a traditional action show, the lines are very polished, everything is very pristine. But on our show, everything looks raw, it's rough, it feels like punk rock. And we definitely want to embrace that.
You guys have had the privilege of seeing the movie out for almost a full year now and kind of seeing people respond to it and get all the, you know, the box office success and acclaim. Like, how is it seeing, like, this is the 40th anniversary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles this year. How is it seeing it connect with all these different generations of fans worldwide?
I mean, it's great. It's incredible to be able to join a franchise like this that has such like staying power and is just, you know, so storied and historical. It's great. And, you know, seeing the different like age groups of fans is crazy because you have, you know, the kids that identify with Mutant Mayhem, you have fans of the 80s show, you have people that love the 2003 animated show, the Michael Bay movies. Like, there's Turtles for everybody, and it's great to be a part of that Turtle family.
There was also the question of kind of like, you know, we really lean into the dual identity or dual kind of responsibility in lives, double lives that the Turtles have now that they've kind of established themselves. How is it kind of like playing to these characters that are just juggling so much of their personal lives while also saving the day in New York City?
I think it's important that they keep doing their thing. You know, I mean, they've been fighting crime and saving the day before people even knew what they were. You know, they were just doing their own thing. And I think them staying true to that and just staying true to that brotherly love, and I don't see any villain that's going to get in their way. No offense, Bishop.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, to that point, you've had the opportunity to write some of the biggest superheroes around, including the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, of course. What do you think it is about that unique flavor that the Turtles bring that makes them endure and continue to grow and flourish 40 years on?
We talk about this all the time. At the end of the day, like, I really do think that people respond to the Turtles because everybody can find themselves in the Turtles. Like, there's something in each of the four of them, like some personality trait. Like, if you're the nerdy smart one, like if you're the angry one, if you're like the one that's always very serious and responsible, you know, if you're the funny one, like, you can find something within Turtles that speaks to you. And I think that's really powerful.
Alanna, was there anything in terms of like direction you might have gotten in the booth, something in the character description or the way that the character looked that we were like, I know exactly who this character is. I know exactly what kind of energy I'm going to bring to this voice.
The moment I saw the animation, as he said, punk rock, I thought, oh, okay, this is going to be a lot of fun. For me, it was almost the character of Mama Imelda and Coco without the accent. So I thought, yeah, let's make her, you know, a woman of a certain age. And we'll make her diction a little sharper than Mama Imelda's, and we'll go from there. But it really is like a work in progress when you're shooting or when you are recording.
Alan, in terms of how, you know, the show kind of shows New York City and the kind of like, because Turtles almost always operate at night. And it's always kind of like, how do you kind of catch that nocturnal energy that really the city that never sleeps can bring?
We had a super amazing art director, Andrea Fernandez. She basically gave us like a lot of lighting option, things that can highlight both the city and the Turtles. And again, I think this is where the sketchy style really works to our advantage, because like if you look at it as a whole, there's like a realism, but if you look closely, it's very raw, very rough.
The Turtles live and die by each other. Now that you've had a chance to get to know each other, even recording separately, what are some of the things you keep in mind in the booth? It's like, oh, you know, Nick would do this, or like something like that. Like, how is it kind of like playing off each other without being present with each other?
Yeah, I think that in the first movie, it was really just us getting to know each other and getting our feel, you know, as to be brothers. So in the show now, it's like we get to really hone in on what makes a special individual. I feel like all the previous iterations have their own thing that makes them special for each turtle. So I feel like this time around we really got to dive in, and we had amazing, you know, shout out to the directors and the writers. Every time I would come in and read the script, it was kind of like already knowing that their energy in the back of my head. It's like it wasn't much that needed to be done, because I believe, you know, I feel like some of the writers took our energy from the movie and put it into some of the lines. So it's just like, it felt like, you know, clockwork. Like it felt like it was just so easy to hop into. Of course, I missed, you know, filming with the boys, but it's just like, I think fans are really going to enjoy what we add to the series.
Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is out on August 9th. Catch Season 1 on Paramount Plus when it drops. Folks, thanks for taking the time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Turtle power.
Yeah.
Power.
Power.
Cowabunga.